are quite well-known Zergs from Europe, so that should be quite a nice game. What do you think, Sheik?
Yeah, especially on Xel'Naga Caverns. Of course, Xel'Naga Caverns ZVZ is very interesting. I mean, the natural is so wide open that like 15 hatches are rare, and as I say that, they're probably both gonna 15 hatch. I mean, I don't know. It's just ZVZ on Xel'Naga Caverns. It's good games on here. Can't explain why they're good games, but they've been good games.
Yeah, ZVZ, of course, quite nice, quite nice. Underrated matchup. And Abver with an early gas, but that's gonna just be an extractor trick. Old school methods. And an early scout, too. And that's something that some people do. Certainly not everyone. Certainly not everyone, but this kind of scout, some people just prefer, they want to get the intel, they want to see exactly what their opponent is doing in the early game. And maybe it will help Abver to react properly. Looks like Ministry is going to grab a gas, as we see from the rally on his drone, and go for a pool after it. So one base opening for Toree.
Yeah, Abver not doing anything as of yet. He's droned up to 15, so he might go for a 15 hatch. Gonna have to take a look, see what he decides to do. Nope, looks like he's gonna go gas into hatch. And then, yeah.
Pool into hatch.
And the fact that yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Sorry
yeah.
about that. Pool into hatch. I mean, usually if you're going like a pool first, and it's not going to be a super fast hatch right afterwards, you would get gas, but the fact that he hasn't yet, I'm just going to leave. I like a ZBZ is.
Yeah,
I don't even know, man.
It's just the thing. What can we do? But yeah, looks like a later gas for Abver. So it's gonna maybe be straight roaches without link speed or a very delayed link speed. You will see. Of course, Toree has a very nice a build that very nice lines itself up with the link speed here, and he's gonna get his first 2 links out. Abver still has the drone in the base, and you know what? I think Abver knows pretty well what he's doing, because otherwise he wouldn't be scouting. Like if he wouldn't be scouting, like if he wouldn't have something that he prepares according to what he scouts, then well, he wouldn't be scouting after all. So yeah, indeed, fast roaches for Abver here. That makes sense. And do you think this is going to be like a roach all-in type, or what? Because this is pretty early for a roach war. Like, or is it just going to be defensive roaches?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be mostly for defensive roaches. He did not see the Baneling Nest, so I think Abver just plays it safe and gets that roach warren like every game or something. I mean, I'm not sure about that. I'm just guessing. Since it's really safe against any kind of Baneling opening, you just got like 3 or 4 roaches out, and you just run up, get a lair, go from there.
Get a lair, go from there?
Yes, get a lair, go from there. Exactly.
Never sees the hatchery going down for Toree. Good overload placement, standard of course, but pretty good. And Abver with 2 queens too. So he's going to be able to block any kind of lings until enough roaches are out to block the ramp. I like it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, just getting those roaches to defend and just running up from there. I mean, even though his opponent will have the hatchery first, if his opponent makes a ling like he is doing and makes a roach warren, he's not going to be getting ahead in drone, so it doesn't matter if he has an extra hatch, if it doesn't actually provide any more economy.
And the spine going up for Abver too, just making sure that no ling gets past even when the roaches are out of position. Or Baneling, excuse me, I actually meant Baneling. And Toree, yeah, he's expanding as we saw earlier. Gets his creep going too, and a roach warren too, so... did he cancel his Baneling Nest?
Looks like he did. I guess he scouted the roach warren and was just like, you know what? I'm not going to go Banelings, because there is no reason.
Yeah.
A lot of players do actually do that. They open up Baneling Nest, and then they scout, and if they see a roach warren, they just cancel the Baneling Nest. If they don't see a roach warren, they just keep it going, and then try and put on some pressure that way.
I just realized that my scoreboard colors were completely messed up. Thanks, Caveman.
It's all good, man. It is all good.
Sorry about that, but okay. You see the Lings in a kind of aggressive posture, but they're not going to do much against the ton of roaches that Abver has here. Now, of course, those Lings don't do much for Toree right now. That means he's going to make a few roaches to actually defend and then try to drone up as much as possible to actually get his advantage from the much earlier hatchery. He's not going to be aggressive, obviously, because Abver's well defended. And now it's going to be about drone timings, upgrade timings, and attack timings. And we see Abver with the evolution chamber right now going to start the +1 missile attack. And that's going to be very nice for him if he manages to stay ahead in upgrades all game. Very important.
Yeah, very much so. I like this by Abver. He made just a pack of Lings to go scout. He's going to see the natural, he's going to see the roaches, see the spine even, so he's going to know what his opponent's up to. Almost getting a drone right there, but he's going to know his opponent's mostly just going to be droning out, especially since he got that spine crawler. But actually it looks like Toree is actually planning to continue making roaches and go from there. I mean, he's still mining gas. If he was just going like pure drones, he would have stopped mining double gas by now. But I guess he doesn't feel safe, and is just going to make some roaches and some drones at the same time.
Yeah, nice scouting Ling here from Toree. Gets sniped and does see only a limited amount of roaches. Like, I can't put up the vision now, but you only did see the roaches that were there. That's not many, so he might say, okay, actually Abver is not going to threaten me in any way, so I might just drone. But looks like Toree, he's getting that lair, and he's going to grab roach speed, and his +1 has now started too. But I want to give the advantage to Abver here. He's far ahead in drones, and Toree is just over defensive right now. Like, Abver is defensive, that means that that Toree doesn't need to be more than reasonably defensive, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you scout your opponent playing defensive, as in like they're getting a spine crawler super early, you can just drone for quite a while and not worry about anything, and then just continuously scout the front. And when you see them start to move out, that's when you can kind of just go all out on production. And it looks like Abver is going to be moving out across the map, and it's going to be reinforcing with Lings, and he's hitting the timing when his +1 is just finished. Yeah. So he might be able to catch Toree off guard here, but there is 2 spine crawlers, and they do quite a bit of damage. And Lings going in, Lings on roaches on Lings, spines, and it's lots of green acid.
Abver has the worst position, but more Lings flooding in, and I think the +1 upgrade is doing a ton of damage here. The count looks like it's not favoring Abver right now, but he might get ahead. He gets a good position far from the spine, but I think the reinforcements of Toree will just kill Abver here. So he couldn't quite pull through. Toree left with 7 roaches, Abver with only 4 now, and that should sum that up. Abver gets smashed. He reinforces though. But I want to mention, just before that engagement happened, Toree had some droning going on, and he went from 28 to 35, so he can actually reinforce just as well as Abver. And Abver should actually pull back, because Abver is actually making drones behind this, and there's no reason to sack these roaches. But Toree, with the advantage in roach speed and very excellent roach micro, takes those out. So there was no point in running for Abver. But now Toree with an advantage, I think.
Yeah, I just actually noticed Abver doesn't have a lair. He just kind of pushed with +1 and went with that, no roach speed or anything.
Yeah.
So now he needs to be really, really defensive, and I don't think he's going to be able to hold this counterattack. I mean, he's rerouting his 1 spine, he has a 2nd spine, coming down to the natural, but they take a million years to root. 1 spine's going to get focused down, does get transfused, but that root speed is really going to help him a lot, especially reinforcement. Abver is making some more roaches, but like I said, I don't think he's going to be able to defend. Pulling some drones off the line, he's going to try and make another spine crawler, but Abver, just with a smaller number and the equal upgrades, is not going to be able to hold this.
Yeah. Abver should have pulled drones earlier. He is now was like almost 10 drones ahead, like 7. So he could have sacked a few there, and now he sacks another few, but that will put him behind, and Abver is in trouble. The reinforcements are just coming too fast. The layer, roach speed tech was so good for Toree here, and I think he's going to take a look at that micro pulling back roach after roach, like a boss. What can I say? And this looks like he's gonna pull back again, but just an endless stream. And now here we have a very nice situation because the creep is extended for Toree, and he knew exactly when he needed it. So actually, Toree is pretty damn good. That creep spread helping a lot with the reinforcement. And as you said, it looks like this is the beginning of the end here. GG, called by Abver. Toree advances. Very, very good Zerg. Pretty good.
Yeah, that was really well played, and like the fact that Abver didn't actually have roach speed meant he couldn't reinforce with any roaches. They're just too slow. And Toree had that roach speed, so he can just constantly reinforce. And it was just like, oh wait, yeah, there's no rush distance. It's just, especially with that creep spread, like you pointed out, man, ridiculous game from Toree.
Good, good, good.